What is going on, guys? MarkyB here, and today I'm going to be doing you a live sort of vlog style sort of history of MarkyB video with some gameplay. So obviously I'm not playing at the minute, this isn't a live gameplay commentary. Nonetheless, there's some gameplay in the background. I'm talking, it's sort of similar, but this is continuing on from a series that I'd done back on Call of Duty Ghosts called History of MarkyB. So this in particular is going to be touching a lot on the whole, let me just change this, move that. But like I said, this is going to be touching more on the whole me getting dropped thing, because it's something that's brought up, I would say, on a very regular basis about me going through a sort of lot of different heartbreaks as such on Advanced Warfare. So let me give you a bit of sort of background context to the whole situation. So on previous Call of Duty titles, I'd never, like on Call of Duty Ghosts, on Black Ops 2, etc, etc, I've never been dropped. Like, I've never been in a position where I'd been considered surplus to requirements or the weakest player in a team or etc, etc. I was never the guy that, and I was obviously, a lot of that was down to me being a TCM for a very long time. I had a very loyal group of teammates throughout the majority of it. Obviously there was some snaking business here and there throughout of it, but nonetheless very much loyal throughout. So obviously going into I'll basically show you how it all started. So going into Advanced Warfare, we just before Advanced Warfare dropped, we picked up Shane, right? We picked up Shane and dropped PT. This was down to, I think we just got very frustrated with PT at the time about his communication and stuff, and like we continually told him to his communication could improve, and to be honest, we didn't look at the positives that he brings in terms of slaying power, individual ability, but I think our results just weren't coming online in particular, and it just got a bit frustrating for us. I think it was a bit of a rash decision on our part. At the same time, I think that we could have been a bit more loyal to him. One of the decisions I actually regret a lot in gaming, actually. But yeah, like I said, we dropped PT, we got in Shane. Then it was a sort of snowball effect. Jerd was unhappy. Epsilon, which was a bit confusing because they'd been so successful, but I think it was mainly due to issues with people that he was teaming with. I don't really want to. I think that's what it was. But he decided he wanted something new, and he decided to join TCM, and I was the one that was deemed not good enough, or whatever, for whatever reason they wanted me going for Jerd. So that I was fully respect their decision. I think that this really motivated me, and at the start of Advanced Warfare I was amazing. Some of the best Call of Duty I've ever played, to be honest. I think me not qualifying for Call of Duty, even though like I still grinded and I put a lot of effort in and I still achieved a lot of good results, I was, after the Call of Duty Champs phase, I feel like every team I was a part of, I just wasn't I wasn't giving as much effort in as I was prior to that. I think me not qualifying for Call of Duty Championships and everything surrounding that really kicked me in the teeth, and I think that it undoubtedly set me back as a player. I think that I lost a lot of motivation, I lost a lot of confidence in myself. Even though I played incredibly well, I don't know, it was just a really low point in my career as such. So after that, I was in, right after Call of Duty Championships, I decided to join Infused. Things didn't go too well. I ended up joining Vitality for a very brief period. We went to ESWC, and then I guess we came top 4, but it wasn't with Tommy, and then we were going to make a team with Tommy, and it went south. Basically the Vitality team ended up being Tommy, PT, Watson and Josh. It was a very confusing situation, in fact, to be honest. I think that situation that was very, I guess, avoidable. I think we made some wrong decisions. I don't know, it was a really weird situation. But anyway, with all that being said, I ended up joining Epsilon. Epsilon, as a team, it was filled with myself, Rated, Joe and Rudy. 3 players that I'd say that have never won an event, and I mean obviously they came about in Ghosts, like in terms of results wise, but I think that obviously they are at this point still fairly, I'm not sure in experience, like they've obviously all achieved results at this point, like they've came top 3s, been in finals before, none of them won an event, and they're still fairly inexperienced in terms of like if you look at the other players, like the likes of myself, Madcat, etc. And Madcat essentially became available in TCM. From TCM, they decided to drop him. Mad Cat became available. Obviously, Mad Cat is renowned to be one of the best, if not the best, individual player in European Call of Duty. So they, once again, I was deemed to be surplus to the requirements, and I wasn't good enough, I guess. And a lot of people say, like, oh, Mark, like, why don't prove why all these teams shouldn't have dropped you, etc. But personally, in all these situations, I believe that I was the worst player. Like, I do believe that at that point in Advanced Warfare that I was in a real sort of slump, and especially online, like, I wasn't able to achieve. I think if you look at LANs, like, I've always consistently performed, bar that one period of time where I was in Epsilon at, I think Eagle, we won the event nonetheless, but it was probably one of the worst events I've played at, and I didn't play too good. I think it was like I played really well in the final and really well in the games against English teams, but for some reason against the French teams, it was right when I started using 3 sensitivity for the first time. Wasn't really used to it, and I was just underperforming. And I think that's just it. Wasn't performing. Deserved to be dropped. Like, if they were to I mean, I don't think they should have dropped me in terms of the team itself, because we were achieving results and whatnot. So, like, there wasn't a team change merited sort of thing. But in terms of who was performing the worst in the team, and if you were to wanting to get Mad Cat in, which is a great opportunity, then I would be the one that they would drop, and I fully understood that, and I respected that decision. And I was never like, yeah, we need to. It's one of those things like, oh, you gotta like try and beat them and try and prove them wrong and whatnot. I personally did believe that was my fault, and I think that this is something that gets asked. And the reason I'm covering this right now, guys, is because this is something that gets asked to me on a very regular basis. It's one of those questions that I'm asked a lot by different content teams and stuff. So I'm just addressing it now. DROPPYB, but like I said, right now I'm very comfortable where I am. I'm very happy. Personally, I'm playing really good Call of Duty. I think that there's only more to come, especially the Cold War League. As you're seeing, you're watching a Call of Duty World. The gameplay is for myself against the team of LDLC. It's a good little gameplay for myself. Personally, I don't even think our team's taken off second gear in terms of our performances, and especially in the Cold War League. I think that it's just we're only going to get better and better and better, and I'm looking forward to it going forward. Anyway, I just wanted to address that, essentially. I just wanted to really address the whole getting dropped situation, and why do you think, and what do you and was it a good choice for other people? I've always maintained, and I want to reiterate that it was my own lack of dedication. I wouldn't really say dedication because I was all be online, but my lack of like mentality and constantly trying to improve and playing, I guess, a role that didn't suit me. I guess I think that I didn't think of that too much. I was trying to play way too much for the victory, if that makes sense. For pretty much every team, I just was so focused on objective, and it was just such a downward spiral. I think if you look at me towards the end of Advanced Warfare, the very end, last 2 events in particular, last 3 events actually, including Worlds, that's when I really showed how good I was on that game. Like, when I started pulling at the AR, which I hadn't been doing the full series, the full game, but you could see that it was just natural to me. And I think that now, obviously on Black Ops 3, now that I've got the AR back in my hands and playing more as the way that I am able to play, and where I play my best Call of Duty, just sitting back and slaying, essentially. And now I'm able to do that with this team with 3 really aggressive players around me. It's good. I'm really happy at the minute. That's why another question that always seems to happen is, why this team not changed and stuff? Because there's no need for us to change. We've had some bad results. We've always achieved consistent results. We've won an event together. We've came second twice. We've came top 3 once. Always hit the podium placements, and we're going to continue to do that. But there's been a couple of times, but I would say, like, we probably could have, if we had a bit more experience in our wings, which obviously it's nothing against my teammates. They're just not experienced. I think there was a lot of situations that we, as well as myself, like I'm not playing perfect, and it was not their fault, but there was quite a couple of situations where we probably could have won multiple of those events, particularly Amped Pro. I-Series, we got outplayed in the final. At DreamHack, we were in a winning position to win the winners bracket final. I think there's a couple of all those events in particular. I think we could have done better at MLG Worlds, but we're all learning. We're all still learning. But I just wanted to touch on the whole dropping situation, the whole constantly people asking me about changing team, etc., asking about different teams and stuff, and criticising my team's results. Just wanted to talk about that a little bit then, with a little bit of insight from myself and some gameplay from our match against LDLC. We're currently 2-0 in the Call of Duty World League EU division, obviously, and we're looking to continue on this sort of trail we're in. We want to win the league and the actual league itself, and then go forward to the playoff with first seed and win the whole thing. That's our plan. Obviously, my mission is always every single event win it. That's the same as it is right now. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you understand the insight and why I've been talking about this. It seems like a bit of a random video to upload, but nonetheless, I feel like it was something that needed to be said. Hopefully I stopped getting questions about me being dropped on stuff like that, and how it motivates me, and how did it feel, and hopefully I stop getting questions about team changes, etc., and people stop making comments about that. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching the video, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Keep supporting my YouTube videos. I'm going to try and upload as much as possible. Not promising daily, but I'm promising pretty regular content. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. See you all later. Goodbye.